So before we look at some specific gadgets and user scripts, let's have a look at how you actually enable them on Wikidata. So if you are on Wikidata and you're logged in, you can go to your preferences. And in your preferences, you will find a section called Gadgets. And here you will find all the available gadgets that are there for you on Wikidata, and you can just turn them on and off. So for example, let's turn on this one and save. And now this gadget is enabled on my account, and as I browse Wikidata, it will be enabled. Gadgets are very easy to enable this way. There are also user scripts, which is kind of the predecessor of a gadget. And some of these user scripts will later be turned into gadgets. So let's look at how you enable a user script. For this, you go to your user page. Like this is my user page. And you type /common.js after your name in the URL. And you come to this page, and it probably doesn't exist for you, so you can create this page. And then when you create this page, you add some code that imports those other user scripts that you will be hearing about later in the session. And this page exists for me, so I'm just going to show you the edit source. And here I have 3 user scripts enabled on my account: article quality, entity shape, and anchor links. And I could add a 4th one here by just adding another line and saving this page. And now let's look at some specific gadget and user scripts.
So hello, my name is Tiago. I am a Wikidation from Brazil. And I'm going to present to you a user script that I use in my daily workflows of Wikidata editing. But one thing that I'm interested is to know which other users are editing this item. This is important if you want to make a community, if you want to start a wiki project of people that are interested in mitochondria, in, I don't know, soccer games, or any of your topics of interest. So it would be really helpful to have here something to indicate the users that are making these changes. So to enable that functionality and have these names here, you need a user script. So this is an example of a user script. It was written by user Ricordi Samoa, and it's called Wikidata Trust. And now this little line of JavaScript, it will work on all the interfaces of user Tiago Lubiana across Wikidata. And you can see that the protein box bot has added this, the user Julian Stein, Christian Saidud, and you can see that these are the main people that have interacted with mitochondria. So you can go to the protein box bot now, for example, and if you've seen some problems, specific problems in the page, you can go to the discussion page of this bot and complain if it's malfunctioning, or you can ask it for changes, you can ask questions, and you can really improve your social experience in the platform by now having this new layer on top of Wikidata showing you who edited what.
Hi, I am Epìdosis, and in this video I will show you the functioning of one very useful gadget for Wikidata, which is more identifiers. More identifiers is a gadget that you can enable in your common.js. So I will show you my common.js, which is this one. And you see that more identifiers is enabled by these 2 lines. So you have to enable both the gadget and its settings. You can see more information about the gadget in its page, which is this one, which contains also a brief manual about the gadget, how to install it, and how to configure it and so on. So I will show now an example of the use of this gadget on an item which I have just created. So the um, the functioning of more identifiers is very easy. Firstly, you have to have in the item a VF. So in this item, there is no VF as of now, so I will just look for this person in VF. And in this unfortunate case, there are many, many VFs about this person. So what I can do is just copying all these VFs to the item and then use more identifiers to extract the members of each VF cluster. Of course, you have to be sure that all of these are the same person, which is not always correct, because sometimes the clusterization of VF is incorrect. So you have to check with the works that these persons are all the same. In this case, the name is the same and the field of work is basically the same, so it's quite sure. And you also find another cluster which is clearly the same person because there is the same work connected, and so you can also copy this. And then you can also copy the other VF clusters that you find. And having all these VF clusters on Wikidata is good because it empirically helps VF to improve its clusterization. So once you have copied all the clusters to the Wikidata item, you just have to reload the page, which I will now do. So I have all the 5 clusters, and oh, by the way, this is not the correct format, so I will remove it and then re-add. So now I have the 5 clusters, and more identifiers loads here, and you see the options to add all these identifiers to Wikidata. I can just select them like this, and then I start the use of more identifiers. All these IDs have been added. I can just reload the page to see the effect, and you see all the IDs added to the item with more identifiers, which also leaves a reference to the VF cluster and to the date in which the ID has been extracted. And this is the basic functioning of more identifiers.
Hi, I'm John Samuel, and I want to show you an interesting gadget that I love to use it for my workflows on Wikidata. And this particular gadget is called Duplicate This Item. Unfortunately, this is not present on the preferences or on your gadgets. It's a script that has been written by Magnus Mansk, and you can see I have added this particular script. As you can see, this script is written import script in my file called my username / common.js, and all when I added it, I have this duplicate this item. So why this is interesting, especially if you document a lot of stuff. For example, you are documenting a television series based in US, or some particular series where a particular actor was there. So you created one particular item with these 2 statements, and you want to create multiple items with this. So it's very difficult to create new entries, create new items, etc., etc. You can create one simple item with adding just basic information, like for example, instance of television series. You can add, for example, the actor or the main subject, etc., on this template item, which you will fill later. And then on the left hand side, you have this new gadget appearing, which is called duplicate this item. I can just make it bigger so you can see it here, duplicate this item. So as soon as I click it, a new item will be created. Just make sure that that you allow pop-ups from Wikidata, because sometimes you have clicked it and you didn't allow pop-ups, so you don't see a new page appearing. So because you have disabled pop-ups from Wikidata, so just allow it and a new item will be created with the same information on your template page, and then you can fill them later for all the different series of a particular actor or actress, or based on in a particular location. And that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.
I am user Epìdosis, and in this video I will show you a very useful gadget to edit Wikidata, which is usersref. Usersref is a gadget that you enable in your common.js, so I will show you my common.js, which is this page, and as you see, usersref is enabled by this line. To find more information about usersref, you can just reach the page of the gadget, which is this one, and here you find brief instructions about the functioning of usersref. So, how to use usersref? Usersref is meant to facilitate you in using the external identifiers present in an item as references for statements, and also, for example, the official website of the entity or other websites describing the entity. So in this case, this entity has two identifiers, and I will use this second one as a reference for many statements that I will now add. So this is a biographical entry about this person, and I can copy, for example, the birth date, which is this one. I can copy the birthplace, which is this one, Milan, yes. And then I will also copy the the death date, which is this one, and the death place, which is the same as the birth place. So yes, it just takes a little time to save because I wrote it in the wrong way. So, and then the death place, which is also Milan. So after you have added all the statements for which you want to use usersref, you just have to reload the item, and then you will see that each identifier has this button. You click on it and it becomes green. You get this notification. Then you go up and you just paste the reference to the statements on which you want to paste it. And so use this button, it becomes red, you get this notification. You can just do many edits in a row, and then, as you see in the message, to see the effect, you have to reload the page. And when you reload the page, you just see for each of these statements a reference to the item regarding the identifier, and then the identifier with its value and the retrieval date. And so this makes it very quick and very easy to use an external identifiers to as a source for a statement. Thank you.